Welcome to the Institute's Leading Edge, a show dedicated to giving automotive professionals the tools and education needed to succeed. The topics we cover are all geared towards running a better business, leading a better life, and ultimately changing the industry for, well, the better. What are we waiting for? Let's get into it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Institute's Leading Edge. This is an episode that we do every year, kind of to finish the year out. We're on episode 86. 86. We're not going to take this episode very seriously. You know, no agenda here. We just want to kind of talk about some of the stuff that happened this year, some of the stuff that we're planning for next year. Those of you who are watching on Facebook, you know, this is a live episode. So if you have any questions for us, like, make sure to hit them in the comments down below. I'm going to take a look at this real quick to see who we have on here, because we already have some people watching.
Dang.
Yeah. So there we go. Now I got the chat on. Awesome. We got 3 people watching. Let us know you're here watching. Say hello in the chat.
Make fun of my hat.
And make fun of his hat. So, you know, today we're just going to go through kind of a look at this last year and talk about what's coming up next year. So first, some of the things that have happened in 2021. I have a list I'm going to work off of, but obviously, Dad, if you want to jump in, whatever. But one of the biggest things that we did was a lot of virtual conferences. You know, like almost every conference we did was virtual, other than you know, Apex and SEMA, which was a lot of fun to go to. But let's talk about some of the online conferences. How was it for you? What was that like?
It's different. You know, I love the live stuff because you're able to talk to people and you're able to be in front of people. And I get a real kick out of that. And, you know, on the online stuff, it's good, you know, especially during a pandemic, that you can reach out that way and it's convenient, but it's not quite the same as live stuff. So I'm very excited about 2022 and a lot more live trainings here at the Institute and, you know, STX, Vision, the Napa Expo, just all these different things that we're going to be doing next year is going to be really cool.
Yeah. So what were some of your favorite things about the online conferences, and what were some of your not so favorite things? I know that, like, for me, some of the conferences allowed us to actually see face to face the students. Some of them didn't, and some of them didn't have chat that we could even engage that way. But
I don't like it when you don't have chat, because for me, part of my presentation style is to get the input from the audience and make adjustments, and so that would be something, you know, I kind of wish we had more of that moving forward, you know, if we're going to do, and we're still going to do a lot of, you know, stuff on Gear for Shops, and we're going to do some Zoom conferences and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was kind of cool too, because the online thing also allowed us to bring some other people into some of these meetings that we wouldn't have been able to do. So I think that was really good. You know, we got, brain damage, right? Cecil's brain damage. Parmelis, what's his?
Hunt Demarest.
Hunt. Yeah. So we brought, you know, we were able to bring Hunt in to meet with our groups and to talk about, you know, financial stuff. I thought that was really cool. We were able to bring Evolve in, and Advanced Local, and, you know, Richard Terrell in, and you know, just talk about some of this stuff, which I this is one of the things I really love. So
yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more. You know, one, we're going to have the in-person stuff, and you know, COVID, you've got the variant out, so that's on the rise now. So even like live events are still in question. I'm hoping that we have more, but I definitely think you're going to see kind of this mix. You're going to have this dynamic between live and in person.
I think not only us, but other companies, you know, other consulting, coaching companies, and just plain other companies have found the Zoom medium, the online medium, to be a good medium for them to get out and get in front of, you know, larger audiences without the dramatic cost. I think it's also in some ways more convenient for the end user, the shop owner or the service advisor, to be able to, you know, kind of see this and watch it, and so yeah, I mean, I think we're still going to see Zoom stuff. I mean, or whatever it is, you know, online meetings.
Yeah.
whatever the medium is.
Hey, Alan. Hey, Shayla. If you guys are out there and you're listening, you want to ask us some questions, let us know you're in the comments, in the comment section. One of the things I really enjoyed about the online conferences is that it actually let me step into that role. So I didn't actually have, because obviously this year was the first time I actually started training myself and live in person. And I actually quite enjoyed stepping in through the online because it was a lot easier than putting me in front of a bunch of people. But no, being able to run it that way, I think that teaching live is going to be so much better. It's going to be more engaged. It's going to be more fun for me.
It's going to be interesting to see you teach live because, you're so good online and you're great with our clients. And so that'll be interesting to watch.
Either it's going to be really good and I'm going to have a good time, or I'm going to crash and burn and it's going to be awful.
And if you suck, if you suck, you suck. It is what it is, right? So
I really enjoyed. I thought Vision did a really good job with their online virtual. I thought Pave was really good. I enjoyed Pave at the end here. I'm looking forward to Pave next year as well. Even though we're going to be doing stuff in person, I think it's still going to be good to have these online because you're able to reach a lot of people who don't normally come to events like this. It's a lot easier for them to get their foot in the door, and I think more shops are going to take advantage of this. This hybrid training that's going to be really prevalent next year, and that's going to be just a huge value to the industry as a whole. Because if you have more people learning, training, and being able to provide better services, it's just going to raise the industry as a whole,
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, but I got to tell you, I'm really tired of the online stuff. I really want to, I want to have 100, 200, 300, 500 people in class.
Those of you watching live, let us know what you're looking forward to as far as these events are concerned in the chat. I'd love to hear it from the people who actually go for the training.
Let's talk about the big event that happened with the Institute.
You talking about Mars?
No, I'm talking about the purchase of RLO.
Okay. It's on my list, but we weren't quite there yet. But let's talk about RLO. So those of you who don't know, we acquired RLO early 2021, and that was a thing we did.
That kind of sucked up the year, didn't it? I think we, one of the, I don't know how maybe we could do this better if we acquire again or someone else. Because I think it took a while and we're still trying to do it with the RLO clients to make sure they understand who we are and that we have a good ethical background and that we're, a solid company and we care about our group members. I think that's the challenge.
Well,
obviously,
me and you really like to push the envelope with what we're doing. Almost everything we're doing. So
and I think that's good, frankly. I think that's something that those group members really like about the Institute and about the changeover is that we are pushing the envelope. And so we're going to continue to do that. Kent and I have been working on a plan for 2022 through 2027, which is it's a pretty aggressive and exciting plan for us. But RLO, and it's funny because when we were talking about this the other day, I looked at Kent and I said, well, maybe we should buy another company in 2022. And I think I think your stomach kind of turned over right there, right? I think it was like, please don't do that, Dad.
Yeah, no, the acquisition allowed us a lot of additional value, because there was stuff that RLO had that we didn't have, and there's things that we've been doing at the Institute that RLO hadn't been doing. So it really allowed us to step up the value and that we have within our programs, combined. We'll talk about our programs in a little bit.
Well, we should. I'd like to talk about the dashboard and some of the other stuff that we're doing too. Make sure we get that in. I'm sure you.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
I'm working on the list. But
all right, so I'll hold back and let you lead.
Again,
we're so excited to have. We're so excited to have the RLO, the group members and the staff. I mean, it was I think it's such a good fit.
We didn't lose any staff. We kept everybody on. They're a great group of people. I'm so glad that we're at a point where our team is working together and everybody sees the future that we've got ahead of us. It was a really good move to really have this joint project with the two companies and moving forward. I mean, it's going to be great.
Yep.
If you guys have any questions for us, please let us know. Otherwise we're just going to keep
just
talking back and forth. But if you have any questions about us, what we're doing, what we're planning, the things that you might want to see, let us know in the comments. But yes, it was really nice because RLO had a very similar culture and view to us, and so I mean that I think helped in joining the two companies, is that we had a common value system.
Definitely a really good fit. Dan and I had been talking about this for a couple 3 years, and I don't know, at an ATE or something, I went over to talk to Dan, or he came over to talk to me at the booth, and he was like, well, hey, Cecil, I think I want to get out here in the future, and do you would you think about buying my company? And so we had that conversation, and the reason why is because we kind of we both have the same kind of moral background, and we both really want to help shops be successful, and so it was a good fit. It was a really good thing to do, I think.
Yeah, and we were kind of talking about this. We'd always planned on growing, but I don't think we anticipated doing that initially.
Well, I did, but I don't know that you were. I don't know that. Well, first of all, when you go to buy a company, this first company I've actually acquired in that manner, in
this way, because I know you've bought shops and all that, but
it's never quite what you think it's going to be. No matter how well you're prepared you are, it's never quite what you think. And certainly there were the challenges, that came along. But I got to tell you, Kent, you did a really good job handling those. And it's been an interesting transitionary year for me too, because I've stepped away from some of the day-to-day operations of the business and let you take that on, and you've done a great job doing that.
Thank you. I'll take those pats on the back.
There you go. And I think our clients and our group members would certainly second the fact that you've done a good job, both in your classes and in the transition stuff. Hey, it's Alan Bowman. Alan, look at
Alan Bowman,
Richmond. Yeah. Good.
Been out of the picture for a few months, closing my shop, and went back to turning wrenches.
I hate to hear that, frankly. So
maybe that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, and some people, I always tell shop owners, it's your business. You should do what you want in your business. You should do what you want.
Like I had a conversation with a client just the other day where he was getting, a little sad because he made a transition to be more of an owner and being that day to day. And he's like, I got into this business to work on cars, and that's what I enjoy doing. And so, it was kind of like well, I'm not here to tell you to not do what you want to do. We just need to think about how we get you to the position where the company can run the way that it needs to run, and you can do what you want to do with it. You can work on cars if you want. You work on special projects if you want, that kind of thing.
I think it's interesting because when you own a business, I think a lot of the guys that own businesses in the automotive industry, great techs, and I don't know that they fully get that you really need to run your business well, because then that allows you to do.
Well, yeah, it's always like, well, if I'm good at fixing cars and I'm good at doing that, then everything else will follow. But that's not how it works. If you take care of your business and the business runs the way that it needs to run, you have the resources necessary, the processes in place, the team in place, then at that point you now have the freedom, because you're not risking everyone else's livelihood. You're providing a good service to your customers. You're following through on the responsibilities that you need to take care of in order to continue to serve those clients. And then, you've got that, and then you could do what you want.
It creates a lot of opportunities for you when your business is running well.
Yeah, I can tell you that I did have some perspective on this whole thing in how we work with clients, but it really hit home when I actually started working one-on-one, because I was more dealing with our own internal processes and operations. And never worked directly with clients. And so this year was really a big eye opener for me.
Isn't it that, like, you had a meeting today with one of our clients, and we were concerned because he's been through some other programs and they haven't worked out for him. And isn't it cool when the feedback is, oh my gosh, I'm getting it, and
oh yeah, I mean,
and
so like just the fact that somebody who's done it over and over and not really seen the actual payoff from this. I mean, as a coach, it's really cool because he's talking now more in the mindset of how do I take care of my business so that I can do what I want to do. And so he's coming at it from that perspective and not oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. And so that was really cool. And I had to just talk to him about it. I'm like, I'm so happy that you've made that shift. You've made that mindset shift. So now we can actually really hit the ground running. And, he's having team meetings every day, weekly team meetings to talk about process and growth in the company, setting goals and targets for next year, looking at the data and seeing, setting those performance metrics in place and looking at targets for his employees and
getting the team on board, getting people excited about the future of the company, all the things that we deal with in our own company. But it's really cool to see someone else that you're working with, that light going on. It's like the coolest thing.
Yeah, it's very, very rewarding, very satisfying.
All right, what's the next?
Oh, so Alan commented again. He said, "Why didn't I charge what I needed? Why didn't I go out on a limb like you did?" But some parent health issues in my shop. However, I really enjoy working on cars and the challenges of new technology.
In my earlier days, I had a shop. I had a partner that it didn't really work out. I ended up closing the shop and walking away from that. It was devastating at the time, but I think it was really good long term for me. I learned some really good lessons, and then I was able to go and run shops and own shops that were very successful after that because of the things I learned. So, even though things might have been tough for you this year, if you learn from it, it doesn't stop you from doing whatever you want to do in the future. I think it's a good thing. I had some health issues, 20 years ago. I had some other issues. I've lost both my parents. These are life struggles that we deal with, and if we learn from them, they can create opportunities also. So anyway, what's the next thing on your list there, brother?
I was going to talk about, our podcast hit some pretty key milestones. Just as we hit episode 75 and we're about 15 away from episode 100 on the leading
14
edge.
Actually after this one.
Yeah. And actually we've got some plans next year for the podcast to grow and get more info out to shops. I think what we've done is this past year has been a lot of development, a lot of, tweaking and putting pieces together. And next year is really going to be a chance for us to reach more shops.
I can tell you, I'm getting more feedback now from the podcast than I've ever have. There's a lot of shop owners and guys that work out there in the industry that are looking at those 84 podcasts, and they're learning some really good things from them. And we try not to just talk here, although this one's going to kind of be a little bit loose. We really try to bring good companies and good people on to create knowledge in the industry and help shops. I think we've done a good job of that overall with the podcast, and we're getting a lot more people watching.
Yeah, well, we've got the content on our YouTube channel. If you guys want to go look for that, it's youtube.com/IFORABE, and that's an abbreviation for the Institute for Automotive Business Excellence. Alan, you were asking if you could see videos of the two shop owners we chose to help. There's a lot more than just two that we've worked with, and we've got if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see a lot of them. We feature them on our show. But you can also find more information at wearetheinstitute.com. We've got a lot of free resources on there if you want to go check it out.
We do have our Quick Start program, the Quick Start, right? Jumpstart,
Project Jumpstart,
and that is coming soon. So it's been a little longer in the making because we wanted to get it right. Then,
well, we also had some issues with production, and I'm not afraid to say that COVID has been somewhat of an issue there, and traveling and all that. So our production is a little behind schedule, but it's really going to be a good series that we can put out on YouTube. as time moves on. And
I think
and
it'll be really
hopefully-
good for shop owners to see not just how we do it, but to see how shop owners go through it and get the same ideas and hints that we use with our shop owners that we coach with. So we're getting there, Alan. It's not quite up yet, but we'll announce it when the time comes. We'll make this thing go really well.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, next.
Yeah. So we hope to get some more episodes next year. Obviously, we'd love to hear from anyone out there who's listening or watching this recording later. If you have any suggestions or things that you want us to talk about, I mean, we have relationships with some really smart people out there on all sorts of different topics regarding your business and the industry. So if you want us to focus on a specific topic, let us know at info@wearetheinstitute.com or chat and let us know on these shows, and we'll line those up because we want to make sure that the content we're talking about and educating and training on is relevant to you guys. One of the 4 pillars we have here is always be relevant. So
I was about to mention the 4 pillars, so I'm glad you did. It's what our company runs on.
Yeah. So next on our list, I had the acquisition, so we'll move on. Let's talk about Mars because we're going to do another one in 2022.
And
how did Mars go this year?
I think it was a struggle, frankly, getting it filled. I think July was the wrong month, so we're moving it into October. Everybody already had so many people that wanted to come to Mars, but like, hey, my brothers and I are all going to Alaska for the next, 2 weeks to fish.
That was one of those.
It's like, holy crap! Every time I talk to somebody, it was like, well, we've got a trip we planned to Europe for 3 years, and we're actually taking everybody to Europe. So,
yeah,
I think making the change and the timing is going to be really good. It's kind of difficult because there's so many things going on in the industry to pick a good time.
Well, let's talk about the conference itself that we actually had.
I think it went fantastic, frankly.
Yeah.
I really think it was impactful for the people that were able to be there, and also because we were able to put it online, in our Gear for Shops platform. I think very impactful for people. And the cool thing too is while there was, maybe 10% repeat, 90% of it was fresh.
I don't know that I don't know that we had anything repeat. I mean,
there's so many new things going on. Even from the Mars conference to now, we just met with 2 of our companies that support our marketing for our shops and actually for our company. And holy smokes! All right, so Shayla, maybe that's another announcement here, and I'm sure it's on your list, Kent. But Shayla is saying, you want to have some training. Plan in May. We have a big training event. I don't necessarily want to make the announcement who we're doing it with, but we will actually have technical training from some of the top trainers here at the Institute, and we are going to have EV classes from some of the top EV trainers.
So not just in our actual conferences, but we've got lined up for the Gear platform as well. So we'll have online modules and training that we've worked with these instructors on developing and producing, and all this content is really relevant for you guys.
Kent and I will be on the East Coast in early January.
Unfortunately, it was supposed to be West Coast.
It was supposed to be in a warm
a place that was going to be warm.
We're going to go into the Boston area. It's going to be probably pretty cold, but we're going to get that all set up, and we'll actually have this year. It's going to be really 2022. Because we'll add technical training into our Gear for Shops platform.
I saw a post that was talking. It was like, let's not say 2022 is gonna be our year and we're gonna own it. Let's just walk in nicely.
Yeah.
Let's be very calm, very quiet. Don't touch anything.
And
just walk into 2022
and knock it out of the park, right?
Like don't mess it up. Don't jinx it. But no, we as far as your actual question, Shayla, we really want to do. We do want to promote that hybrid dynamic course. No, not hybrid as in vehicle. I mean hybrid training. So she's talking online and in person.
Yeah.
And there's ways we want to do that. So we actually want to have more of an integrated experience where you've got the live in person and online integrated together. So more interaction with polls and questions and points, and to where, the people who attend can also have additional engagement online during the presentations. And, talking about Mars, I thought the way that we ran this last Mars conference was really, really a step up. We ended up doing, where we had the presenters, and we set it up this way so that you had fun networking. We had a lot of conversations, a lot of time for people to talk about what each other's doing in their marketing. And then we actually had the instruction and the training. And then we had a strategy session lined up. So now you can take all that information you were learning and come up with an actual plan of attack to utilize what you learned and implement it at your shop as soon as you got home. And we had them run by, our staff as well as the presenters themselves. So we organized that. And I thought that was a huge value. It's kind of one thing to go and get some training. It's another thing to go, here's all the new training and information. And now I have a plan of attack I can take and implement as soon as I get home.
And we'll be doing that again at our next training, having some strategy sessions at the end. My favorite part is the roundtable where, we get to ask a lot of questions of all the trainers together and get the answers. And so for me, it's always very exciting because there's all this new stuff that makes us, makes our businesses all the better.
Yeah. And you know what, if you have any suggestions out there for a better way to run some of these online or dynamic training events, let us know, because we're always about that stuff. And we'll get it done if we can, So yeah, that was Mars. I'm really excited for the next Mars. Again, Mars is marketing for auto repair shops. It's always been a really prevalent issue for shops is, how do I get clients to come in? And even more so now, COVID has been, exacerbated across 2 years now and going to be coming into its third year. And we still haven't gotten to any level of normalcy. So, making sure
the new normal, maybe it's the new normal, right?
But it's still changing now. It hasn't settled yet.
Well, and there's so many cool new things online. This targeting, retargeting stuff is just so exciting.
OTT
for me anyway. Yeah. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna have 2 conferences here at the Institute next year, and then we're also doing 8 classes, 4 sales classes and 4 owner manager 2-day classes. So I'm pretty excited about that, even though it's a lot of work to make sure that the materials are current, relevant, and that we have really great presenters. I'm really excited about all that.
Yeah. So,
and where can they find that, Kent? Where can they find out when those things are?
If you go to wearetheinstitute.com/upcoming-events, you're going to see a lot of that stuff.
Cool.
We want to keep it up to date and make sure you guys know what's coming up. And, let's talk about, 2021, some of the live events. The only one so we did some live events, which was really nice. We had some.
We did our Mars event. We had some meetings. Yeah. We started our group meetings back up in the last 3 months. We have some new meetings scheduled in February. There's a big announcement that's going to go out here Jan 1. I won't talk about that, but there's definitely going to be a pretty large, momentous thing happen. I'm really looking forward to next year. So yes, we had a couple of live events here. I think we were actually the first live event in July of the for a year and a half, almost 2 years. So that was cool to be able.
I don't know that we knew of. There's probably someone else doing some other stuff that
there wasn't.
We're unaware of.
We were the first. Nobody else did it.
So. But we did it safely. We had things set up. We had all the COVID safety stuff and regulations in place, just so everybody's aware of that.
We had great meals, great entertainment, open bar. I mean, all kinds of good stuff. Candy bars, the best ice cream in the world. You come to the Institute. It's a good time.
So yeah, let's look at we have some new partnerships that we've been working with.
So we ready to make that announcement? I think we could.
Well, not that one.
Okay.
But some of the ones that we did in 2021. So there's new stuff coming out, guys. We'll let you know when that happens. But
soon.
We made some good partnerships. Broadly, Shopware,
we had great support from our vendors, and that's something
Advanced
we want to.
Local,
Yeah,
Evolve,
and Worldpac, and we had some really good support from these people for our events, and I'm very, it's nice to have that kind of support in the industry. So
yeah. And let's talk about the last thing I have on here for 2021 as a review is just kind of talking about our team dynamic and kind of where we're at now with our team internally.
I can't. Just had another meeting today with one of our new employees. We had a meeting a couple of days ago with the whole company. We've really added some really great people to the program, and they have the same care about our clients in the industry as we do, and I'm excited about that.
We have more coaches, more instructors,
more depth,
more. Yeah.
We could double our size this year, and that's the plan, is to work towards that. And
we kind of did in 2021.
Well, we definitely,
and then we'll do it again
in 2022, and then maybe we'll slow down in 2023 unless we buy another company.
Yeah, I don't know. It was nice to have everybody that came in, the new and all that, to really be on the same page with our values, and have a passion for actually doing what we're doing.
For me, the culture of the company is the most important thing. I mean, making money is all well and good, and certainly we want to make money. But I think for me, having a really good company culture, I just care about it. And I think we do. We have people that are on board, care about the industry, want to help other people be successful. Very exciting to be in that position with the whole team.
Yeah. So we're going to transition because I want to step away from 2021 and talk about 2022. But before we do that, I want to ask those of you who are watching live, or if you're going to be watching the recording of this, let us know what your biggest highlight for 2021 was. I always enjoy seeing that. And then I'm going to extend the same question to you, Dad. What was your biggest highlight for 2021?
I think
can you pinpoint like a specific thing or moment?
I think the last 2 months, frankly, because things have really come together with our sales and our marketing and our team. When you bring in new people, which, we brought in a company that was the same size as our company, and it's always a bit of a struggle to get everybody on the same page. And I think in the last 2 months, not only have we gotten on the same page, but we've seen some substantial growth because we're all moving forward.
Our programs are all consolidated. We've got more clarity, more focus, and we've got a bigger team of very passionate people. And we finally got to a point where it wasn't in that phase where when you acquire a new business, you're trying to make everything fit and work and all that. We hit that point. Now we're actually able to really move forward with it.
It's kind of like a rocket ship booster for the company. All of a sudden, getting a guy Rizzola on board. I probably messed his last name up because I always call him Rizzoli, but I don't think that's it. But
it's Rizlo.
Rizlo. Okay,
yeah.
So there you go. I really messed it up. But getting Guy on board, John Waffler has been a great resource. He's been doing this longer than I have. Just everybody, Tony, Scott, Mark, and the dashboard. Oh my gosh,
we haven't talked about that yet. So
the opportunity for our clients with the dashboard, it's so exciting for me.
We'll talk about that in 2022.
Okay.
And what our plans are for that, because I want to talk about the gear platform as a whole.
For me to take one moment out of 2021 and go, wow, that was the big thing. I loved Mars. I just love having people here. I love the training. I love what they get from it. I love meeting with our clients and having clients go, oh my gosh, this is really good, right? And so, just there's so much that happened that was great. There was some downtimes too, but that's life, right? That's business. That's life. You go, something happens and you pick yourself up and you move to the next thing. So, yeah.
I definitely think that, I have two highlights. One is that I got to start working directly with shop owners and all that in my training and in my coaching. It's one thing to take theory, stuff I've been learning for a decade, being able to listen to some of the best trainers in the industry and work with them. So it's one thing to take the theory and see how it lays out, and then a completely other thing to apply that theory and have it work. With how I do my coaching and how I do my training, and having people actually really engage with it and actually get something from that. Not trying to toot my own horn or anything, like I'm amazing, but it was really, it really felt, it was impactful for me. It was a big deal to be able to help people. And
it was exciting for me to see you really blossom there also. So, that it's exciting for me to see your success there also.
And then my other highlight was, how much work we put into this for a year and a half. And again, like you said, about 2 months ago, having everything gel together and start working and really start moving onward, it was a big relief. And it's one thing to work really hard at something and have an immediate payoff. It's a completely other thing to be working really hard and diligently for a very long time before you start to really see that result, to be so long before you see, what you've worked so hard for. And I know that there's a lot of shop owners out there that made some really big changes this year, and were able to finally get to a point where there's a huge change and they're seeing the result of all their hard work. And I got to be a part of that with a lot of these shop owners, and it was a huge deal.
Making it through 2020 and 2021. Man, I think if you've done that, you could do anything, right? I mean, So yeah.
All right, so that's 2021. Great. Let's put a bow on it and be done with it.
We got another week, so let's knock on wood that nothing else goes wrong. But since I'm on vacation, it ought to go well.
And again, those of you who are watching, or either live or later, let us know what your highlight of 2021 was. We'd love to share that success and that win with you. All right, so next, bigger and better programs. What do we got lined up for 2022? Let's talk about our programs for a second.
The Institute is focusing on 3 areas, and I think this is something that has been a challenge for us, and me especially. There's so many things that you could do, and I get distracted, and I try to distract the team into these different areas. Our gear performance groups, our advisor performance groups, which we've just introduced. So we've really honed our advisor training program into a advisor group program, and then our Gear for Shops. I mean, we're almost at 900 members on our Gear for Shops. That's exciting, and we could crest 900 before the end of the year, which means we could be at 2,000 next year. That's exciting to have.
So let's talk about our group dynamic there and our focus on this a little bit. So one of the things that we've always tried to do is create a full-fledged integrated experience, so that we're covering all the bases that need to be covered in a very thorough and in-depth way. And combining the resources from both companies, we now have programs that will provide a lot of value to our members, and not as a selling point, but we're really excited to be at this point where we can start to again get these tools and resources in the hands of shop owners who need them.
I kind of hate this conversation because it's like what you did before wasn't adequate. It was adequate. We did a great job. We have great successes with our clients over the past 20 years. But there have been some things that happened in 2021 that allow us in 2022 to even be better and create more things to help our clients be more successful with their business. And I'm very excited about those things. And the dashboard would be one of those things.
So to let everybody know kind of what the gear platform entails is a couple different sections. So we have a community of top shop owners. It's free to join, and you can actually find that on our website, wearetheinstitute.com. And I say free to join because we want to be able to provide kind of that first step for shop owners who might not be at the point where they can go to big conferences and close their shops down. but they need help to get to just that next level. So that's part of it, is the community aspect. The other part is going to be the training that we're developing. We already have, over 30 courses on our learning management system for that area, on all kinds of topics. So marketing, sales, systems and processes, financials, and they're not just institutes. So we've actually gone out and reached out to find some of the best people in their fields and have worked with them on producing courses for our platform. So that's the other thing, is the education. And then we have the dashboard, which we were able to work with what Arlo had existing and really provision it and put things in place to make it even better for the next year. But the dashboard connects directly to these shops, and then is able to serve up the necessary resources and tools that they would need to fix very specific issues in their business.
I think you can't forget that we can go back 37 months and look at the history, but we can set KPIs. So not only can we fix the problems, but we can identify them faster, better. And then the dashboard actually has the ability for someone, when they have a problem, to click on a training that says this is specific to the problem that you have.
And serves up any tools that they would need. So any spreadsheets or Excel documents or anything that they would need to fix that issue.
Yeah.
And then again, we're supporting our group. This is kind of a base for us, is to have the education, the community, and the data tracking and live resources available. And then as that base is built into our group programs, so that we're able to serve, anything you would need to run a shop, it's all there for you, And yeah, Doug, thank you so much. We enjoy the podcast. We hope to keep doing it, even if nobody's listening. It's always been fun for us. But yeah, so the gear platform is really coming together. We're excited to promote it next year. It's going to add a lot of value for shops. It's going to integrate into our programs to make them even more valuable. Being able to pull real-time analytics from shops and target those problem areas and create relevant content and resources to fix those immediate problems is going to be a huge deal for these shops. It's going to be a huge deal for the industry too. Is more of a proactive approach to this, instead of waiting a period of time to have some numbers to report and figure out what's going on. And it's going to be much more immediate.
So 15 years ago, we created, me and some other people, before Kent was on board, we created a financial system that could go in and look at your numbers and help your team, really manage your business in the best way and identify issues and set goals and et cetera. And I think we were well before our time. That kind of went away because I don't think the resources were there technically. Now we have the resources to do that and do that really well. And that's what kind of excites me, is that, this was kind of a real passion of mine back then. And then I had to kind of let it go to grow the Institute. And now I can grab it back up. And I think it really does, seriously help shops along the way. So I can't wait to get that out to more. We've actually included it in our BLIG program. We're looking at including it in our Gear Performance Group program for our other.
Yeah, all of our group programs are going to be supported by the Gear platform, and that'll be available. We'd rather not piecemeal it out, and we'd rather just say, look, you have everything that we can offer.
And that's one thing we've always tried to do, is not have one thing and then one thing and then one thing and one thing. And I think that this gives us the ability to really go, here's a complete way to take care of your business: education, identification of issues, manage, lead, market, etc. Very excited, and we're talking about some additional resources with some other top of the line companies. It's not in the finalized form, but look for it in 2022.
And you're going to see some things. You're going to see some things that haven't been in the industry yet.
Yeah,
that we're very excited
about that. Yeah.
So enough about that. Let's talk about some of the events that we're going to be at next year. So I actually have a list.
Go for it.
The U.S. Auto Force.
Yep. We'll be in Minnesota in February.
February.
Yep.
We're going to be at Vision.
Vision in March. Yep.
Vision.
I haven't been to the U.S. Auto Force show yet. I'm sure it's going to be great. But Vision, STX, just really wonderful top of the line shows. We're going to be at those also.
Worldpac STX in March.
Yeah. ATE
in April.
Yeah.
We're going to be at the Napa event.
We're going to be at our own event in May.
Yes, we're going to be at our own event in May.
Napa in July in Vegas.
We've got the X50.
Yeah.
ASA in October.
Yeah.
We also have Mars in October.
Yeah. And there was something. What's the other one? There's something else in there too.
Apex and SEMA.
Yeah, Apex will be in October. October's going to be busy for
November.
us. Early November.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be doing that. And then after that, are we doing something? Well, we have classes here, but we don't have an event.
Yeah, no big scale event. We are planning the Institute Summit, so it's going to be quite a large event.
February for all of our group members and clients.
We should expect to see over 300.
2023.
We should expect to see over 300 of the top shops in the industry attending this event. It's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of opportunity to bump elbows with the best. And so see that. But yeah, what events are you excited for? Those of you who are listening in or watching, like, what are you going to be at? And if you're going to be there, come stop by and see us. We're definitely going to have some fun stuff going on in our booths, as well as we're going to be presenting. And it's not just going to be, we're bringing the Institute to these events. And I mean that in a big way. We're going to have a lot of presenters that the Institute is sponsoring for these events. A lot of instructors.
That's kind of different from prior to 2020. In 2021, we started doing some sponsorships of our own stuff, and moving forward, we're going to do a lot more of that. So,
and now we're sponsoring instructors.
We're bringing 2, 3, 4 instructors, top guys into this stuff. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be a different experience for us when we go to these events. That's for sure.
And hopefully our government cooperates. And even though we have an Omicron variant, we all realize that we need to get together and be live, and it's not going to kill us. So
yeah. So those of you out there who are watching, if you have any questions for us, we're at the end of this. So we're going to start wrapping up. But if you have any questions for us, let us know now in this final bit here. How do we want to sign this out? How do we want to say goodbye to 2021? What is your mantra for 2022?
Keep growing and learning. For the Institute, we want to stay on the leading edge. We have the Leading Edge podcast. It's about really, for me, it's about continuing to be relevant, continuing to learn new things that are good for our clients, our group members, and be able to help them be successful in their businesses. And so for me, 2021, really a good year overall for us. I think, obviously with our October, November, December that we had, just phenomenal. I'm excited for what 2022 has to offer, and we're gonna keep pushing the leading edge, the envelope for our clients, and looking for great products, great presenters, etc., to help them be successful in their businesses. And I really feel I gotta finish this. I really feel like this. There's a lot of challenges in our industry right now. Obviously, there's a shortage of technicians and really good qualified people to hire. There's some marketing challenges. There's the challenges of inflation and other things. But for the shops that stay on the leading edge, that stay learn what they need to and move forward with their businesses, I think that the sky's the limit. I think there's really some great opportunities for the right shops and the right people that are in the right mind frame. moving forward.
We've already seen some record years. I mean, lots of record years. And
most of our clients had a record year in 2020, and then again, I think they're going to end up. There's so many guys that in the last 3 months that have emailed me and said we beat our best month. We're gonna, we're on track. Yeah. We're gonna hit 1.6 million. I got a shop that's gonna hit 3.6. I got some multi-shop units that are gonna hit numbers that they've.
We had a lot of our shops purchase another business.
We actually did
move to another location, or
we were instrumental, especially in the last like 4 months, with 4 or 5 of our shops purchasing either their second location, their third, fourth, fifth, etc. And that's cool to be a part of that. And then also our working with the BDG groups and doing that training for them has been really good. Also, I think in 2021, it's going to move forward in 2022.
My thing for 2021 was a lot of work, and I know that it paid off, and I'm really excited because it laid the groundwork for a lot of what's going to come in 2022. And Michael. So those of you who know Michael, Tatsu said 1.1. Congratulations, yeah. Tatsu.
Yay, Tatsu. Go baby. And he bought his second shop.
So yeah, he did. We were able to
participate in that sum.
I love he said participate.
Yeah.
But Michael, those of you who know Michael, he's one of our videographers, and he's been really, really good at helping us produce content and work with clients and stuff. But he actually got more involved with talking to our clients, talking to shop owners. And in our company meeting on Monday, he was talking about how he's like, it was really nice to hear from these shop owners because I was a part of something that helped them. And he said, I loved hearing their stories from where they started to where they ended up and where they're going. It was very inspiring to me. And he said, and Michael's going to be mad when he hears this because I told him I was going to steal it. But he said, next year, I want to help create more stories. And I think that is so poignant and so on the nose that next year, my mantra is going to be, 3 million next. That's what Todd said. Next year, my biggest thing is to create more stories. And by stories, I mean success stories, help more shops, help more people, get out there, but create more stories. So those of you who are listening, think about the story you want to create next year for yourself. What does that look like? Where are you starting and where do you want to end up?
That's a good beginning. That's a good beginning place.
Yeah.
And Todd said, that's Todd Westerland said 3.0. They're coming out with a 3.0 version if they haven't already launched it.
I thought he was saying 3 million next for Todd.
No, they've got a 3.0, which is like top of the line new version coming out of their
FacePay
program. Yeah, for FacePay, which is exciting too.
Yeah.
And they've got
those of you who haven't checked it out, take a look at FacePay.
They got a loan program for shops that, if you want to get your second shop or grow your business, they have a really good loan program.
If you haven't seen FacePay, go check it out. I recommend that any shop who's doing,
making money,
you ought to take a look at it. It's going to cut down your credit card expenses. Sorry, big plug for Todd. I hope we do some more work with him next year.
Yeah, I don't like Todd. I've only known him for about 30 years, and so.
But yeah, think about what your story is going to be next year, and if you want help in seeing that story through, please keep us in mind. Thanks, Todd. Keep us in mind because we've got a lot of things that can help you achieve the story that you want to tell next year. And you can find us at wearetheinstitute.com. I'd love to talk to you. My dad would love to talk to you. Definitely anybody who works for the Institute would love to help you achieve whatever you want to achieve with your business and with your life. And that's my close for this. Any final thoughts on this, Dad?
We've been helping shops for 20 years now. It'll be 21 next year in February, and it's been a great time. It's been great to see you can't kind of blossom and really take on leadership within the company. It's been great to add the RLO team into our team and to be so much more powerful and so much more able to deliver, to our clients. And so, I want to thank all the shops out there for putting their trust in us over the years and allowing us to help them create the stories that they want. And I want to continue to do that, obviously, as long as I'm physically and mentally able to do that. So that's my, and Merry Christmas to all. I know maybe, or Happy Hanukkah, or, whatever holiday you celebrate, remember to enjoy your family, because, that's what's most important. The shop, the business, it's important, but the family is most important. And then, here's to a healthy, happy, and a prosperous 2022 for all of you out there. And let us know how we can help you. So I'm done.
Awesome. So yeah, big thank you to everybody that we have the pleasure of working with, either with or for. I love our partners. I love our shops. For everybody who's excited for next year and wants to see what's coming up, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell, like our social media pages. We've got a YouTube channel, /I4ABLE. We've got our podcast. We've got our Facebook. We've got the Gearheads Network, which is our platform community of some of the top shops in the industry that you can go join for free. Just keep aware, because we've got a lot of big stuff coming in 2022 that we'd love for you to take advantage of, both free and paid. It's going to be amazing. And we're excited to be returning on January 19th with our first podcast of 2022. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's it for this one. This episode was brought to you by GearForShops.com, the Gearheads Network, and the Institute. For a better business, a better life, and a better industry, visit WeAreTheInstitute.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one.